You know, someone very profoundly once said many years ago that if fascism ever comes to America, it'll come in the name of liberalism. And what is fascism? Fascism is private ownership, private enterprise, but total government control and regulation. Well, isn't this the liberal philosophy? The conservative, so-called, is the one that says less government, get off my back, get out of my pocket, and let me have more control of my own destiny.
Hey folks, Manny CA here with hopefully another educational and entertaining video on loading shotgun holes. Now, this time we're taking a break from our typical loading and we're going to discuss steel loads. Now, why is this going to happen? Why am I doing this? Well, as many of you understand, we are in California, behind the rainbow curtain, right? Land of the meek, home of the knave, where you can't do anything without them telling you what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. So, they want us, starting in 2019, to use steel shot on everything that we hunt. Everything. How can we get around this? You can load your own steel, which is what we're going to go to and talk to right now. Now, for the longest time, Winchester, bam, had W Super Target. This has been around, this box. If you look right there, you can see the date that we purchased this. Because we knew this was coming down the pipe, and you can see how long we've been buying these. These are older shells. 12 gauge, 2 3/4, 3 dram, 1 1/8 ounce of number 7 goodness, but in steel. And check these out. You see how they seal those on the bottom? They heat seal them, and these are almost useless to reload because they're heat sealed. Okay, these are the old school type. Now, people will tell you technology has come a lot further than this back in the early or mid 2000s. Today we have the Super X, right? These are the Super X Expert high velocity steel shot. Now these guys are, you can see a picture of them right there, and you can see how they're crimped, traditional full crimp. You can load these up, or you can use any of the other shells that we've been testing to load up your steel shot. Just remember a few things. Remember, steel's harder than the bore of, or as hard as the bore of your shotgun. You do not want to use a traditional wad because it doesn't offer the protection for your bore. We cut one of the old school ones open, this guy right here, and inside, this is how you should be loading your steel rounds. You've got a gas seal, okay? You see that? And that's dinged up over here because of when I was cutting it out, but you've got your gas seal. Plus, you got your shot cup. And your shot cup rides the total length of your shell. And they're slit. This one's slit almost to the bottom, let's say 3/4 of the way down. So it releases payload as you go out. So powder goes first, your seal goes next, your cup on top. Then you pour your shot in, crimp, wash, repeat, you're good to go. I would suggest using your high quality AA shells or STS shells, Remington STS AA, damn bees, because those are gonna give you the best performance, the most life out of your shells. But that's just my opinion. Just how many times we can reload these Super X Expert. But we're gonna load them with lead, not with steel, just to see the crimp. Because remember, we're measuring crimp and hull longevity. So, since these are no longer being made, I don't think, we're gonna test out these. All right? But we're gonna load them with lead. Sorry. Just to show you how versatile hand loading is. Now, For you guys that haven't watched our prior videos, we will shoot 2 hulls and we will reload 2 hulls using 24 grains of universal clays, 1 ounce a shot. In this case, I know these are steel shells, but after we get the first shot out of them, the factory shot out of them, we're gonna load them with lead just to see how long the hulls last. So, join me. We're using our trusty 1400. You naysayers, go watch your cooking shows, because the men are back. And of course, since these are Winchesters, these are oval shaped holes. They're tapered, not straight walled. So we have the appropriate wads. First load up. Crimp looks good. Crimp looks really good. I'm sure that the Winchester folks use the same line of shells over and over. Maybe these are universals, who knows? That's why we're running these tests. Number 3. Looking good. And again, as like in all these value price shells, when you shoot them and you pick them up, they are warm, very warm, warmer than say the AA's or the STS's, the higher quality ones. But that's to be expected, of course. Number 4. There. Crimp is starting to get a little squiggly on these. Remember how I said the primers, when they go out, they tend to go out? Well, these guys, they still tight. My big hand fingers, my big fat fingers, you can still see they're still having some resistance to get in, so we're still good to go. Four, 5. This is number 5, and we're getting a crimp issue. It's continuing. See that? But other than that, the shell is still holding up. They look good. You're getting some hinky, the same type of hinky plastic fibers being raised. I don't know if you can see that on there. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah. Which is indicative on a lot of these Winchester shells. Very interesting. Get in the back of the truck. Number 6. I can feel the primer pockets getting loose, but they're still, I got some resistance to them. I think we're gonna have one more load and that's it. Otherwise, you can see the case mouths. I'll get out of the way here so camera doesn't pick up my face. You can see the case mouths and how they're starting to get kind of heat treated. They're charred up a little bit. On the inside, at least, you can see the different texture. Very interesting. That's why we do these, is just to find stuff out. Like I said, I think these might just be it, because the primary pockets are getting a little loose. This is shot number 7. Number 7, people. And this guy is getting a little hinky on us, but after 7 rounds for a pretty cheapy shell, what do you expect? This is number 8, and I think they could go one more time. They're still tough. This is the 8th reloading, and we're starting to get a little bit of crimp issues here, but these are reminding me of like universal hulls, and you could see the white plastic filaments that are starting to come out, indicative, just like the universal hulls. They may be the universal hulls, who knows. We're only able to deprime one because the mouth of the case plastic finally gave way, so we couldn't deprime it. But the primer pocket on this one, it still seems like it could go a couple more times. So that was how many? 8. We loaded 8 of these. We shot these 8 times, loaded them 7 times. That's value. That's big value. With the Super X, to cheapies steel. Okay, here's a rundown, guys, especially for you guys in the communist state of California, where junk science rules and gender benders flourish. Even though they try to tell us that this is bad for the environment, they have no science to back that up. After what, 10 years, 9 years of research on the condors are still dying, and they don't know why. And scientists, biologists I've talked to say that they find more dead condors with, get this, Hart's flea collars stuck in their throats from pets they pick up off the road because they think that the flea collars are snakes. Yeah, but you're not going to read that in any journal, are you? No. Junk science is out. Totalitarian control is in. But don't let that stop you. You can still load. We showed you how. Remember, buy these. The sealers. Okay? You need these seals. And then you have your shot cup, which sits on top of it, because you do not want the steel touching your bore. You can load cheaply. You can do this. And we just showed you, you can use any shell to load steel up. Any. These were the ones that came with the experts. Any good quality AA, STS, gold medal, any of those will load them up. So there's no excuse not to hunt and not to load your own. When tyranny becomes law, resistance becomes duty. Safe shooting, keep shooting. Questions, comments, concerns on bottom. Till next time.